Live from the Delta Center in Salt Lake City, Utah, it's International Hockey League action with the Cincinnati Cyclones and the Western Conference Salt Lake Golden Eagles. Good evening, everybody. I'm Mike Barrack, and welcome to another edition of Salt Lake Golden Eagles hockey. Tonight, the Golden Eagles fighting for their lives for the final playoff spot in the Western Conference of the IHL. Currently, the Golden Eagles trail the Peoria Rivermen by 2 points, and Peoria have 5 games at hand. Joining me in the broadcast tonight is former Golden Eagle forward Dave Hrechkosy, and Dave has mentioned the Golden Eagles need this one badly.
Well, tough loss for the Golden Eagles last night. Only Salvation able to muster 1 point.
Yeah, last night an overtime loss, and it was former Golden Eagle Paul Lawless that scored the game winner. The original shot went off the backboards, and Lawless bangs it in on the backhand, and that gives Cincinnati a 5-4 overtime win, although the Golden Eagles do gain a point with the loss last night. Well, Dave, Cincinnati bolstered by some offensive players, and one of those, former Golden Eagle, Dennis Holland.
Dennis Holland is giving Cyclone coach Dennis DeRosier all the offensive firepower that he needs so far this season. DeRosier is very happy with his play so far.
And for the Golden Eagles, a milestone tonight, defenseman Kevin Wortman will play in game number 164 consecutively for the Salt Lake Golden Eagles.
Kevin Wortman will receive the Iron Man Award. He will get that award from the legend Lenny Frigg tonight.
Yeah, Lenny Frigg's record will be broken this evening, and as mentioned tonight, a very important game for Salt Lake. Coming up, all the play-by-play, it's the Salt Lake Golden Eagles and the Cincinnati Cyclones from the Delta Center. We'll have the action in just a moment. Dave, we're going to move this, if we can, over.
Can you give him a mic check?
Yeah.
Testing, 1, 2.
Testing 1, 2. Testing 1, 2, 3.
Mike, can we put this on the other side of you?
Oh, yeah. Can you throw it out there?
Yeah.
Oh, I left the sticks down there.
We'll go get them.
Can't. Live from the Delta Center, it's International Hockey League action, the Golden Eagles and the Cincinnati Cyclones. Hi, everybody. Mike Barrack alongside Dave Hrechkosy. And in just a few moments, we'll have the play-by-play between Salt Lake and Cincinnati with Andrei Trefilov looking for the victory tonight and win number 24 for him. And this, Dave, it's we talked about it during the open. It's a do or die for the Golden Eagles. Right now, Salt Lake 2 points back at Peoria. They lost a heartbreaker last night, and down in games, there were only 6, including tonight, left in the year.
As you mentioned, the Golden Eagles' backs are against the wall. The Eagles tonight will have to come out, play a little better defensive hockey than they did last evening. The Eagles played well offensively, but gave up a lot of good scoring opportunities, high-quality scoring opportunities to the Cyclones.
Well, the Cyclones here tonight will be going with the young Sandy Galupo, and Andrei Trefilov is 3rd in the league in goals against, at 3.05, behind Stalenkov of Milwaukee and Knickel up with Los Angeles, so technically is 2nd of the league in goals against, and he's played well. He's won 4 out of his last 5.
Andre started the year so strong and was the darling instantly of these Salt Lake hockey fans, and then just kind of went into a little bit of a slump midway through the season, but he's rebounded. He's come on very strong.
And a look at the starters. Sandy Galupo against Andre Trefilov, and the forward line for Salt Lake. Rich Chernomaz, flanked by Sandy McCarthy and Patrick LeBeau, and two former Golden Eagles on the same line, and Dennis Holland and Paul Wallace. Rugged Kevin Kerr on the right wing side. So we'll take a look at Wallace and Holland right off the bat.
In talking with Coach Dennis DeRosier of the Cyclones, he mentioned that he's very impressed with the young Sandy Galupo. Galupo has got a lot of great ability. He just thinks it's going to take some time for this kid to really develop into the stardom type player that he thinks he can be.
Rich Chernomaz, who set the Eagle franchise record for career points. He set the goal record last year, and he's going to be counted upon during these last 6 games of the season. The Eagles need to win at least 5 out of 6 and hope Peoria win fewer than 5 games for them to have a chance to pick up a playoff spot for the 92-93 season. Brad Watson will be the referee tonight. Tim Brown and Jim Tedesco are the linesmen. Watson hails from Regina, Saskatchewan, and both Tedesco and Brown live here in the Utah area and are officials here tonight assigned by the International Hockey League. We're just about set to go. Face-off right at center, and Dave, the Eagles and the Cyclones combined for 9 goals last night. What do you see here tonight?
Well, I think you're going to see the Golden Eagles come out a lot quicker than they did yesterday in the contest. The Eagles kind of played a little even hockey and then went up a goal, and then they let the Cyclones come back, and then in the overtime it spelled doom for the Golden Eagles. But the Eagles, I think you'll see them play a lot stronger this evening, and I expect a blowout on the Eagles' behalf.
All right, here we are, ready to go. The Eagles look for win number 37. They're 1 game over the 500 mark, and we're underway here tonight, and immediately Salt Lake cleared in, and Sandy Galupo able to set it up for his own defense. And we're early on, first period, just underway from the Delta Center. And the Cyclones have possession for Kevin Kerr, now back of his net. On the right wing side, just waits for his team to organize. They want to set up before making a play up the boards. And finally they succeed on the opposite side of the Cyclones, clear at the center, and Patrick LeBeau able to wind it for Rich Chernomaz on the left wing side, and he's bumped off the puck. So early on, close checking here in the first period, and immediately the puck cleared to the Salt Lake blue line, and Chris Miller is checked, and the Cyclones, Dennis Holland, able to whip it right back in. Early on, first period, no score here between Salt Lake and the independent Cyclones. And the play on the right wing side, Mike Benarchuk into the Salt Lake zone, knocked down off the puck. And the Eagles work it now back of the goal for the moment. And Tim Harris able to gain possession. On the right wing side, it skips in the slot. Chance for Benarchuk, and whipped by Salt Lake on the left wing side. Long shot, and Trefilov able to hold on. A total of 1:12 gone first period. No score between Cincinnati and Salt Lake. And early on, the Cyclones having the first relatively good scoring chance. We will take a look at some of the scratches here tonight. Jim Larkin, a newcomer, and David Kravich for Cincinnati. Kerry Clark out with a groin injury, and Todd Harkins was hit in the head last night at the side in the temple area. He is out tonight as well. Nicola Buskis also the other scratches. Paul Cruz in Calgary.
Well, Paul Cruz is playing up in Calgary. He's doing very, very well, so Bobby Francis expects him to be there for the rest of the season.
Here's a break down the right wing side. Kevin Wortman, who has now broken the record for Salt Lake, 164 consecutive games, regular season and playoffs, dumps it to the blue line, and forced it in for Hayfie, checked off at the defense. The Cyclones, in their dark uniforms, black trim with white and red, as they clear it free up the right wing side. Actually, it's a silver lining for the Cincinnati hockey team as they clear it now back of the goal. The Cyclones have 4 different uniform combinations. They center one right to the goal crease and clear it away, and Wortman able to clear it right back into the Salt Lake players bench. Dangerous scoring chance for Cincinnati.
Some very careless puck movement behind the Salt Lake Golden Eagles net, and that puck just trickled parallel to the goal line.
Yep, and the face-off will come up, a circle to the right of the Eagles net. Good scoring chance for Cincinnati. The Cyclones are in 3rd place in the Atlantic Division. Salt Lake in 2nd in the Pacific, but the division standings aren't as important right now as the overall point standings of the Western Conference. Right now, Phoenix and Salt Lake would not make the playoffs if it started tonight. The Eagles, as mentioned, trailing Peoria. Some fans may wonder about the overall Western Conference standings, Dave, and that's what they're fighting for, not the division standings.
Well, the top 6 teams from each conference make it. Top 4 teams, excuse me, and Golden Eagles right now are behind the 8 ball.
Here's the puck now back of the goal, and Chris Miller gains possession from Bemidji, Minnesota. On the right wing side, Eagles wind it to center, and checked away in Gillingham, in across the line, poke check, and Cincinnati take over on the opposite wing. Up the center ice, the former Kalamazoo wing, Mario Tyre. Early on, first period, and the Golden Eagles and the Cincinnati Cyclones in Salt Lake's Chris Miller winds it to the right wing point. Nelson for the Cyclones trying to work it for Mario Tyre, but David Struge in the Salt Lake zone, able to break out of there. Struge to center, ahead for Gillingham, blocked away at the defense, and Mario Tyre on right wing. Plays it for the defenseman Chris Nelson, who winds it back to the Salt Lake goal, and wound on the left wing side. And Todd Gillingham, who's been scratched for the last few games, able to scoop it in. So early on, it's very tight checking. And Ian Kidd out of the University of North Dakota, slowly able to break this center and pops it right back into the Salt Lake zone. And on the ice right now is newcomer Gary Sosha, who has possession of the puck out of Providence College. On left wing for Todd Brost into the Cincinnati zone, and flagged down at the defense and cleared away by rookie Joe Flanagan, also a newcomer out of the University of New Hampshire. So newcomers into the IHL out of collegiate hockey, and Salt Lake clear the puck into the neutral zone. And Ian Kidd, the former Milwaukee Admiral, tied up by Todd Brost. So early on, fairly tight checking. No scoring, and it's wound up the left wing trying to break for Cincinnati. Here is a chance for Bedarchuk trying to center one. The Eagles wind it to center. And the Cyclones gain possession into the neutral zone, and Lawless just pops it right back in.
Paul Lawless with NHL legs, I'll tell you, can still wheel out there, wheeling some of the best legs in all of hockey.
8 years professional, 28 years of age for Lawless, and the whole play whistled down offside.
Paul, an effortless skater out there, and he just came back from Europe where one of the ex-Golden Eagles just replaced him in the European roster. Defenseman Kevin Guy.
Well, the face-off will be into the neutral zone. Golden Eagles scoreless with Cincinnati with 3:49 gone into the opening period. They've just announced the record for Kevin Wertman. Consecutive games played for the Golden Eagles on defense, and the face-off right up into the neutral zone. No score early on first period. And the puck clear to the Cincinnati blue line, and Mike Dagenet able to wind it deep into the Eagles territory, and Trefloff himself up the up wing side for Patrick LeBeau. Kevin Kerr able to break it up clear to the blue line, and Paul Holden headmans to center, and long shot by Rich Chernamaz, tipped away at the defense, and Heppel clears, but not out. Chernamaz trying to center one. LeBeau a shot, a kick save made by Galupo, and wound by the Cyclones in the center, and Salt Lake trying to clear it right back in. Early on, first period, no score here at the Delta Center, and Mike Dagenet on left wing clears, but not out. Forsland takes over, and back of the play, Brad Watson's going to call a penalty deep into the Cincinnati zone.
The Golden Eagles just a little over-aggressive swiping, and Sean Hafey's going to be sent off for the tripping infraction.
And early on, Cincinnati will have a power play, and the play developed, Dave, on the left wing side into the Cincinnati zone.
As you mentioned, Hafey with a good slash right on the legs, and he's getting whistled off by referee Brad Watson.
And it's a power play for the Cyclones. Hafey for tripping at 4:27. Cincinnati on the power plays in 92-93, ranked 10th in the league. They have a percentage of 18.5. They've gone 78 for 421. And the puck is cleared right off the draw deep into the Cincinnati zone, and the Cyclones gain possession. Mike Dagenet on the far side, able to play it for Ian Kidd. Up the middle, and a break for Paul Lawless into the Salt Lake zone, and on goal. Oh, he scores! Paul Lawless! And we talked about his speed earlier. A power play goal and a 1-0 Cincinnati lead.
Paul Lawless, instantaneous speed, breaks in right in between Kevin Wertman and Darren Stoke. Lawless receiving a nice pass in the neutral zone and just breaks right up the middle of the ice, and just his sheer speed is enough. Goes to his backhand and just slides it by on the glove hand side.
And a great scoring play for Lawless, who played and scored 49 goals with the Golden Eagles back in 1980-45. Splits the defense, and then on his knees and crawling down towards that goal crease, scores the goal.
Fine effort by Paul Lawless.
Well, there's going to be another penalty on the play as he scores his 15th of the year. Lawless, a first-round pick back in 1982 by the Hartford Whalers, and played quite a bit with the Golden Eagles in 1984-85. In fact, played on a line with Brent Saperja and Scott McLeod, and they notched a total of 150 goals between the three during that year.
Boy, you talk about some offense. Scott McLeod, excellent center iceman, very gifted passer, and then you've got a player like Saperja who could score from anywhere on the ice, and the speed of Lawless. I'd hate to have to defense that line.
No question about it. There is a penalty up on the scoreboard right now as Lawless pretty excited about scoring that goal to give the Cyclones the 1-0 lead, but some confusion as they have a penalty against Cincinnati. Ian Kidd and Mike Dagenet on the assist. There's a penalty on the play against Salt Lake's Darren Stoke, and another power play for Cincinnati. And the time of the penalty, 4:44. And the Cyclones have a power play in front of the goal, but Miller clears it outside the line. So power play goal for the Cyclones, and another man advantage chance as Stoke picked up the penalty. It must have been after that goal for the Cyclones. Now David Struch on the right wing side, able to pop it right back into the Cincinnati zone, and the Cyclones have to go back at their own defense. And now the play to the left wing side. Chris Miller shoots, and Gallupo a save, and he steers it now back of the goal. Gallupo out of Boston College, able to play it free on the right wing side now as Kevin Kerr overskates at center, and Chris Miller paws it down into the neutral zone. Left wing for Sean Hafey, and with Salt Lake short-handed, Hafey just dribbles it back for his own defense, and the Eagles' Workman just picks an opening and clears it down.
Good job by Sean Hafey killing a lot of time by getting that puck back to Kevin Workman. Workman able to clear it back into the Cyclone zone.
And Claude Vilgrain, who was born in Haiti, on left wing for Mike Bednarchuk, able to clear it right back into the Eagle zone, and finally Salt Lake again winded into the Cincinnati territory. 13:50 left first period, 1-0 Cyclones. And Chris Nelson on the left wing side, able to break free in the center. Right side for Vilgrain, ahead for Bednarchuk into the Salt Lake zone. Centers one, but Prost able to clear it away, but not able to dump it out of the zone, and finally it squirts into the center ice area. Forsland bumped off the puck, and Heppel plays at his own defense. Left wing side pass as the Cyclones wind it free for Darcy Norton. Ahead for Claude Vilgrain. A pass across Bednarchuk. Workman chips it to the blue line, and a break for Forsland. He's knocked down. Fans look for a penalty, and open ice, no call. Watson lets it go on the opposite side, and Vilgrain pops it right back into the corner. And so, for the most part, it's been all Cincinnati here in the first period. And the Eagles trail by one. Here's Prost ahead for LeBeau. Checked off in the defense, and Bednarchuk able to wind it off the boards in the center. Puck loose into the neutral zone, and Ian Kidd holds on at his own defense. 1-0 Cyclones lead here early in the first period. And the puck wound deep into the Salt Lake territory, and Chris Miller has to go back. Up ahead to center, Rich Chertomaz leads LeBeau into the Cincinnati zone, fires Gallupo, a save, and he holds on. He kicked it aside, and then it actually stuck in his goal pad. It's a 1-0 Cyclone lead. This is Salt Lake Golden Eagles hockey.
It's going all right.
Good, good. If we can do some more at the stoppages rather than just generic shots, more facial shots so we can talk about people, that would be all right. Mike Barrack alongside Dave Hrechkosy. 1-0 Cincinnati here in the first period. And the Golden Eagles trailing here as David St. Pierre in with Todd Gunningham and David Struch. That's the forward line. St. Pierre centers, Struch back, and he scores! David Struch on a great centering pass from David St. Pierre. And the Golden Eagles strike here in the first period to tie it. It's a 1-1 game.
David St. Pierre doing a nice job on the boards, getting control of that puck and just working out in front of Struch. Struch positioned real well right right in front of Sandy Gallupo as Gillingham tries to get control of the puck, but St. Pierre comes up with it in front of Struch. Struch just takes it on the backhand, slides it in right under surprise Sandy Gallupo.
And David Struch scores for Salt Lake, and for Struch on this season is 18th of the year. And again, it was a centering pass in front. The backhander just slowly goes down by a sliding Sandy Gallupo. So the Eagles have tied the game, and it's a 1-1 standoff. And Chris Miller plays at his own defense. 22 years of age, David Struch, and his winger, David St. Pierre, just turned 21 years of age. So the two young Golden Eagles set up for that scoring goal to tie the game at 1. And for the first 10 minutes or so, it's been fairly slow up until that scoring play for the Golden Eagles, and that maybe will wake them up. As Paul Lawless on the ice, I talked to him today, and he loved his time in Salt Lake. He played on a line with Saperja, mentioned in McLeod, but he also roomed with Randy Gillen, who's played in the NHL.
Yes, as we mentioned, you can't say enough about the ability of Paul Lawless.
And the Golden Eagles and the Cyclones in a 1-1 game, and the puck cleared to the Salt Lake defense, and Stoke able to hold on the left wing side, trying to pop it right back into the Cincinnati territory. Heffel back after icing is the call with 11:50 left. First period, a 1-1 tie. This is Salt Lake Golden Eagles hockey. Jim? Other thing is, when the Eagles go on their first power play, if you could put the super up with this power play percentage, because it wasn't up there for Cincinnati. Okay, if you can do it right when they go on it. Mike Barak alongside Dave Hrechkosy here at the Delta Center. Glad you've joined us here tonight. Golden Eagles trailing Peoria by 2 points in the Western Conference standings. And need a win here tonight. If the Eagles can pull one out and Peoria drop the game, it'll be a tie in the overall Western Conference standings. And immediately the play at center ice, and Todd Brost able to pop it right back in. It's offside. With 11:39 left first period, a 1-1 tie between the Golden Eagles and the Cincinnati Cyclones. Bob Francis very frustrated, felt last night, Dave, that there were too many breakdowns in the defensive zone, not enough commitment in the defensive side of the ice.
Bobby Francis, noted for his defensive abilities when Bobby played, and here's another one. Protege Todd Brost of Bobby Francis doing an excellent job also in the defensive categories.
Todd Brost, for the most part this season, has been killing penalties, but also has played against the big lines for the most part of the IHL this year. He's on a line right now with Patrick LeBeau and Gary Sosha, the newcomer in his second shift as a Golden Eagle in his first professional game. And Sosha winds it for Brost at center on a two-man break. Brost now in on goal, shoots, and a pad save by Gallupo. And the puck loose back at the Cyclones. Clear it free, but not out. LeBeau keeps the puck in on goal. Shoots. That's off the leg of Dagenet. And the former Indianapolis Ice defenseman winds to center. A 1-1 game here at the Delta Center. And the Golden Eagles take over now back of the net. On the left wing side, it's Sosha. Jams it for Paul Holden. He's draped off the puck to the left of the net. And finally, the Eagles come up with a puck. Here's Sean Hafey. Swings it, but not out. Finally, it squirts to the right wing side, and Todd Brost able to flip it right back in. First period score, 1 apiece here at the Delta Center, and the puck cleared to the Slaughter in a break for Cincinnati. Lead pass ahead for the Soviet, 30 years of age, Kareen against his fellow countryman Trumpeloff, and Forsland able to break out of there. Golden Eagles have tied the game. It's a 1-1 standoff. Forsland into the Cyclone zone, shoots right through the goal crease and wide, and it's wound to center, and Stoke for Salt Lake able to flip it right back in.
Well, I'll tell you, the Golden Eagles just keep trying to create some opportunities. They're doing a good job, but good defense so far right now by the Cyclones.
Here is Chris Miller on left wing, played against Cincinnati last year when they were a member of the old East Coast Hockey League, and Hafey on right wing backs it into the Cincinnati zone, and the Cyclones take over. On the right wing boards, it's Ian Kidd, played parts of 3 seasons in Milwaukee. Chernamaz checks, right side pass in for LeBeau, front is center one, and the Cyclones take over on right wing. And Kareen into the Eagle zone. Darren Stoke gives him a good clean hit, best hit of the night so far, and Chernamaz whacks it on the opposite wing, And 20-year-old Stanley McCarthy able to hold on. Shovels it free to the top of the circle. Quick backhander towards the net, and finally Trefilov sets it up on left wing, and here's LeBeau at center. 90 points this season for Patrick LeBeau, and the Cyclones clear it right back in as they change up defensively.
Well, the Cyclones denying the Golden Eagles from getting that puck into their own zone and causing all kind of problems for the Golden Eagles.
Here's the play at the right defense, and Cincinnati take over. The Cyclones only 21 wins this season, but have won 7 of their last 11 and gaining points in 9 of their last 11. It's 7-2-2. And Salt Lake break the center. St. Pierre hit hard. Good clean check by the hard-nosed Scott Shaughnessy. And the Cyclones take over on the right wing side. Kevin Kerr on the far boards, able to leave it for zone defense. This is only the second meeting between these two teams at the Delta Center, and the other one last night as Salt Lake cleared right back in. This is the first season of the Cyclones in the IHL, and they cleared it offside of the defense, and a penalty coming up on the play also. A 1-1 tie here at the Delta Center. This is Salt Lake Golden Eagles hockey. Mike Barrack alongside Dave Hrechkosy, a 1-1 tie here at the Delta Center. The penalty, Alan Heppel, the veteran, 2 for roughing for Cincinnati. 11:26 the time of the penalty. Heppel spent some time in San Diego before being acquired at the start of the season from that hockey team and has been with Cincinnati ever since. Salt Lake will go on the power play. Eagles, Dave, rank 6th in the league in power play percentage during the 92-93 season. 75 for 361. They've really come on from the start of the year.
Well, all the adjustments the Golden Eagles have had to make to their roster during the season with Calgary call-ups, and now Bobby Francis had a unit that he's been able to work with.
Penalty killing for Cincinnati, not that great. They've given up 87 power play goals, and the opponent scoring nearly 23%. Here's Wortman, fires right on Galupo, the save, rebound, and popped over top of the net and cleared into the neutral zone, and Chris Miller has to go back. This has been the point combination for the last few months for Salt Lake. Wortman and Miller up front, Heafy, Harris, and Forsland. And Miller and across the line. And able to clear it now back of the net. The winds for Harris. Back to the right wing point, Wortman. Across, Heafy shoots it wide. Now the Eagles gain possession. Here is Forsland to Miller. Right side pass from Wortman. Head for Heafy, back to the point, Wortman shoots it, that deflects wide. And the play back of the goal, Heafy for Harris. Forsland now for Salt Lake. Swings to the right of the goal, now cuts in front of backhand, and blocked away at the defense. And clear to the right of the goal where Forsland has possession, back to the point and flipped outside the line. And the Eagles have to go back. And Trefilov leaves it for Chris Miller back of the goal.
Critical for the Golden Eagles to start this power play from the points. Chris Miller and Kevin Workman both possessing great shots, and they need to start the action from there.
Break now for Chernomaz into the Cincinnati zone. Blocked away at the defense, and LeBeau hands it free to the right side for St. Pierre. Now LeBeau for the Golden Eagles, holding on, trying to make a play. LeBeau now back to the right wing point for Sabrin. To LeBeau, cuts in, side of the goal, blocked away. And Kidd trying to flip it now back of the goal. LeBeau plays it for Salt Lake. Power play, Golden Eagles trying to take the lead. And swept up the left wing side to the center ice area, and Paul Holden has to go back. Holden now on left wing for David St. Pierre. And he leads for Chernomaz, blocked away at the defense and back to the left wing point. Here is St. Pierre, the rookie, cuts in the slot. Now and I'll go, and pull the trigger. And St. Pierre holding for Salt Lake to Sabrin at the right point. Flips for Chernomaz. Turning as the Eagles set up in the pass back off the mark, and the Eagles have to go back.
Rich Chernomaz trying to thread the needle back to Paul Holden, but Claude Vilgrain got right in the way of that pass.
And Salt Lake play the puck on left wing. Into the neutral zone, it's Rich Chernomaz. Flips it right back into the Cincinnati territory. And back after it is Chris Nelson on the left wing side. Trying to pass it free into the neutral zone. And the Eagles able to play it right back into the Cyclones territory. A 1-1 game here. 6:05 to go in the period. Salt Lake's Wortman hustles back after it, and as he touches it, icing is the call. A 1-1 tie here in the first period. And this is Salt Lake Golden Eagles hockey. That stick may be in the office. Did somebody go down there? Those sticks may be in the office. I'm gonna have to, I can't remember where they are.
Yeah, I sent Berto down. When do you need him, Nick?
Not this intermission. I'll get it while we have the one piece going. It's long enough. Hopefully they're in our office. Oh man.
Which office is that?
I'll go in our office. I see exciting the fans here, Dave.
I see doing that little dance for Andrei Trefilov, trying to get Trefilov going a little bit.
They called him Icky, the Phoenix fans that were here at the Delta Center last week, and Icy's taken some abuse from the Road Town fans, but has really performed well for the fans here at the Delta Center and added attraction here in Salt Lake. And on the left wing side, Mike Dagenet, a long shot, blocker saved by Trefilov, and Salt Lake trying to flip it free for Gary Socha. On the left wing side, winds it for Strush into the neutral zone, and Todd Brost able to flip it right back into Cincinnati territory. And Socha now for the Eagles, trying to center one, loose to the side of the goal, and Gallupo able to fall on top with a total of 5:35 left first period. A 1-1 game between Salt Lake and Cincinnati. 4 years at Boston College for Sandy Gallupo, the goaltender for the Cyclones, and they have 4 sets of uniforms, Dave. They had the red ones last night, and they have 2 sets for home as well, so they change from game in and game out. And this is the black set of uniforms for Cincinnati, as Dennis Holland wearing the Cincinnati garb.
Well, it's the intimidating color. Dennis DeRosier, the coach of the Cyclones, noted for his aggressive play, and now they put on the blacks tonight after the victory in overtime.
Dennis Holland a drop, but he scored 25 goals for Salt Lake last year. The Eagles gained possession on the opposite wing, and Tim Harris trying to flip it free. Blocked away by Dennis Holland back at the goal, and the Cyclones have possession. Here's their captain, Heppel. Harris is knocked down in front of the referee, but no call. Long shot steered aside by Trefilov, and Chris Miller backs it up on the right wing side for Sean Hafey. 1-1 our score, just over 5 minutes left in the opening period. And Salt Lake's Tim Harris able to break down the left wing side into the Cincinnati territory, works in against Heppel, knocked off the puck, and it squirts to the right wing side. Sabrin able to chop it behind the net as Salt Lake wheel and deal in the offensive zone. It is Salt Lake's Sean Hafey in front, shoots, and that's off his stick and up back into the runway area with a total of 4:48 left first period. A 1-1 tie, and Kalamazoo Wings are not helping the Golden Eagles tonight. Peoria leading 2-1, and their magic number for wins, Dave, is 5. If they win 5 of their last 12, it's all over. They will clinch a playoff spot.
Dennis DeRosier's longtime adversary of the Wreckers. I had a chance to play against him in 1969, my first season, and he was a rugged individual, and he used to, we got into a few Donnybrooks, him and I, and Bobby Francis, we talked. You know, Bobby, I think had an opportunity to play against Dennis also in the minor leagues.
Dennis DeRosier had over 1,900 minutes in penalties in his career in the IHL as a player, and this is his 8th season as head coach in professional hockey. First in the IHL in Cincinnati. Here is Salt Lake's McCarthy on the right side, able to leave it for Kevin Wertman. 4.5 minutes left in the first, 1-1 tie. And Wertman leads it for Sandy McCarthy at center ice for the dangerous Patrick LeBeau. 10 points shy of 100 for the season. And LeBeau circles back of the net. Holding on, trying to center one. Knocked away by Sean Kane. Now Chernomaz after it, and Kane able to leave it free on left wing. And Salt Lake in a forecheck, but Cincinnati take over, and Vilgrain backs it up in his center. 1-1 our score, 4 minutes left in the opening period. And Salt Lake's Paul Holden on the left wing boards, able to wind it but not out. Cyclones Mike Bernardchuk after it and cleared into the Salt Lake zone, and Paul Holden has to go back.
Paul Holden, as we mentioned, the Golden Eagles defense having problems getting the puck up to the wingers, and it's a result creates a lot of confusion.
Here's St. Pierre now, back of the goal in for Strush. Strush trying to center one, but the Cyclones flip it free on the left wing side, and Craig Chiron winds it free deep into the Salt Lake zone. Trefilov plays it. He was way out and then clear to the blue line. And Chiron able to keep it in. Salt Lake Strush able to break it up and leads it free to center. Right side for Gillingham. Ahead for Strush. In on goal. Shoots him. Gallupo steers it aside. And the Cyclones gain possession on the right wing side. Down up the middle it is Mario Tyre. His long shot going wide. And again, the Cyclones change on the fly. As soon as they dump it deep into the Eagle zone, Cincinnati changing up in their own defensive territory. And up the left wing side, LeBeau into the Cyclones territory. Trying to center one. Does for Brost. Drop pass LeBeau and stripped away. And Kevin Kerr down the right wing side. Long shot and Truffloff steers it aside. The former Fort Wayne Comet bumped off the puck. They try and freeze it there, and it squirts free. Holland for Lawless. This is their big line with Lawless and Holland along with Kerr. Wortman trying to poke it free. It's cleared into the corner, and here's the newcomer Sosha on left wing. Up ahead to center ice, and the Eagles gain possession, and Brost able to wind it in. Sosha's a big forward. He's 6'4", 185 pounds. And it's wound to the left point. Sabrin after it at the blue line. In for Sosha, who misses his check in the play at center ice. And Salt Lake's Wortman leaves it for LeBeau, and he himself gingerly taps it right back in. And gave the play now from end to end here late in the first period.
Both teams changing very, very quickly. I don't know if it's fatigue or after the tough game last night or what.
And Salt Lake gained possession. Here's Hafey now up the middle with under 2 minutes to go in the first frame. Flips it ahead to the Cincinnati blue line. And Hafey waltzes back at center, eludes a check from Vilgrain and pops it right back in. And the Cyclones push it free on left wing, and up the middle it goes again, and a lot of their breakouts are into the neutral zone. Vilgrain, right side Bernardchuk, in on goal. Now circles back of the goal, trying to center one, and Miller able to break it up on the left wing side, and there's it off the glass all the way to center. And notice the last few breakouts for Cincinnati have been into the neutral zone, not along the boards. And Salt Lake's Miller on the left wing side breaks on the right wing side for zone defense, and up the middle it goes, where Nelson for Cincinnati just taps it right back in, and the Cyclones are content just to dump and chase at this particular point. 1-1 our score here in the first period, and wound again by the Cyclones into the Salt Lake end.
Cyclones playing textbook style road hockey right now.
Here's the play now back of the goal. Cincinnati's Kerr eludes a check, centers one, Holland after it, cleared away, and Chernamaz breaks back. Left wing for LeBeau, streaks into the Cyclone zone. In with McCarthy, pulls up across in front, Wortman shoots, that hits a Cincinnati defender in front of LeBeau, shoots right on, and Galupo holds on. A good scoring chance, a 1-1 tie. This is Salt Lake Golden Eagles hockey. I'm going to lead to the piece right after the break, right? Okay. You're going to go straight to the piece then? Mike Barak alongside Dave Hrechkosy, a 1-1 game. Paul Lawless is 15th of the year. David Struge is 18th for Salt Lake, and that's where we stand. 1-1 here late in the opening period. And a good look at Sandy Galupo. He's only 23 years of age from Farmingdale, New York. And Jim Tedesco ready to drop the puck to the right of the Cincinnati goal. Cyclones, one of 4 independent teams in the IHL, although they do have a few players under contract to various NHL teams, as Salt Lake Stoke into the neutral zone, able to pop it right back in, and the forward Kerr plays on the right side. On the near wing, it's the pass up the middle, but broken up by Salt Lake St. Pierre. Into the center ice area and wound right back in. 11 seconds to go in the period. Wortman at his own defense plays. Up the left wing side, St. Pierre. 6 seconds left in the period. Ian Kidd back after it, and as he touches it, Salt Lake's Gillingham trying to center one, and that's it. The buzzer sounds, signaling the end of the first period, and a very defensive style opening stanza.
Both teams really playing very close to the vest style hockey. Not a lot of good golden scoring opportunities, but as you can see, 1-1 deadlock after one.
Well, that's the story here. During this past weekend, Gordie Howe, the legend, has been visiting here in Salt Lake, and Glenn Hall, Mr. Goalie, has been here as well. And during our first intermission, we'll take a look at Mr. Hockey and Mr. Goalie. 1-1 after 20, and this is Salt Lake Golden Eagles hockey. Welcome back, everybody. We're between periods. Salt Lake. Welcome back, everybody. We're between periods, Salt Lake Golden Eagles hockey, and it's very unusual to have a chance to interview a National Hockey League Hall of Famer, and even more rare to interview two at the same time. With me is Gordie Howe, one of the all-time greats in professional hockey, and one of the greatest goaltenders ever to play the game, Glenn Hall. Boy, a lot of games played between the two of you guys.
Well, yeah, Glenn's got me by about 20. But no, we did. One of the ambitions were, at many times, and I played with the man. It's kind of nice to know when you made a mistake, you got to keep one head behind and take care of it. But I spent 26 in the NHL, and then I had another 6 in WJ, and I enjoyed it. And I got to respect this man because he's so intent. He didn't have the relaxation which I did. I fell asleep in between periods one time. The guy said, "Hey, how the game isn't over." And this guy, I know. Bobby Hall used to be one of his enemies while he played with him. He'd look at Glenn, go like he was getting sick, and poor Glenn would have to go out and relieve himself. You're a little uptight, right?
Well, it was certainly fun. You didn't make it any easier. Like, again, I always argue both Spellable and Gordie retired after they found out that I was retiring. And that was his first time, and then he came back and played with the kids and the grandchildren and everything else.
He had namesake playing.
Glenn, what was it like playing against Gordie?
Well, like I've always said, I enjoyed playing with him more than I did against him. He was, like, I know a lot of people have suggested that he might have been a little bit dirty and a little bit other things. And
My son said that.
Yeah, and I'm sure that he had reason to say it like everybody else that I've talked to. But no, like, heck, I shouldn't be saying these things when Gordie is here, but I've considered him the greatest hockey player who ever played. And it's like, again, a great hockey player. Had fun playing it, and that's the difference. That's what makes it.
I didn't know you could read my writing. Thank you, man.
How many goals did you score of him? Maybe how many saves? How many confrontations? Must have been many opportunities to face each other over the years.
I'll tell you, not too many guys scored that many against us, man. He's, what was the lifetime average?
It was pretty good. It was 2.51.
2.5, yeah.
But
Now,
in those days, it was different. You know.
now your all-stars at 2.6, 4. So it's different. But the league has changed too. They went to the wide open type of game when they removed that the effectiveness of the red line. There's no such thing as a one-line pass anymore. It's as long as the puck precedes you, all is open, and it led to, and Glenn attested to it, our defensemen used to be the bigger people on the club, the strong guys, with the ability to break a hand with a 6-inch chop. And they've said that too. So now they've gone with that speed and bouncing off the backboards. You've gone to a more mobile type of defenseman who can be pushed off the puck. And what does that lead to? More shots on net.
Two of you playing 26 years for you in the National Hockey League, games played leader, and Glenn, over 500 consecutive games in goal. Longevity was the key for both of you.
And I think if you really ask, I don't know, did you enjoy St. Louis or?
Very much.
Yeah,
Yeah,
it's,
it really was. Like, we were treated different in expansion. I don't know if, like, few really noticed it. Like I say, all the big goal scorers were always treated well, but, like, I mean, the rest of us might not be. That was kind of a little dig in there, and I just...
I wasn't that much of a goal scorer. Even Gadsby beat me the first year. He won't let me down. He let me forget that too. But it's mentioned, you know, like I played those 26 years in NHL, but where you can enjoy it, and which I did when I played with Marty Mark in Houston, was most enjoyable. And I had made mention before, in 4 years I got paid as much as I did in the last 18 in Detroit, and that's another reason why you got to enjoy it. But had money been the same, I'd have been just as happy, because not too many people when they go on a job take half their family with them.
All right, the two of you together, very exciting. How often do you get to see each other now?
Not often.
Yeah, we both had hair last time we saw one.
Well, you're still doing pretty good.
Yeah, it's back combing it now. See, no, it's been a while, but I get out in Calgary once in a while, and that's the homestead for the young men. And so we a lot of people don't realize that in sports figures they're almost like gypsies. The minute your career is through, they disperse and they head home or are vulnerable to any position as long as there's a job there. So it's. It takes us all across the country, and I know with the years I've had with Lindsay and Delvecchio, I see Ted quite a bit, but I haven't seen Delvecchio, and I played, gosh, most of my hockey I played with Alex.
All right, best of luck to both of you. Thanks for taking the time, and great to see you.
Yeah, Ken's working.
Thank you.
The goalies.
Don't forget to tell my bosses that they've been working hard.
All right, sounds great. Glenn Hall, Gordie Howe alongside. We'll have more Golden Eagles hockey in just a moment.
That figures that tonight it's a short intermission. Usually we need, you know what I mean? It's going to be fast tonight. Jim? Okay, are you going to lead right to that video right away? Yeah. Good facial shots there, good facial shots.
You got to use the other
move you
camera.
this way just a little. Okay. All right, we'll go to it quick because we're running out of time. Well, 8:42, don't we have to take another break and do some stuff as well? No problem, okay. Welcome back to the Delta Center in Salt Lake City, Utah. The Cincinnati Cyclones and the Salt Lake Golden Eagles 1-1 at the end of 20 minutes of play. I'm Mike Barrick, alongside of my right, former Golden Eagle Dave Hrechkosy, and it was fun having a chance to talk with Glenn Hall and also Gordie Howe, two Hall of Famers, but two of the greatest players ever to live.
Boy, I tell you, just listening to their conversation, Gordie Howe last night in his original jersey that he wore for the Detroit Red Wings, the famous number 9.
And he came out last night to drop the ceremonial first puck. He still holds the record, Dave, for career goal scorers.
Well, I'll tell you, it's going to be a long time. And you think about the great players we have right now, like Gretzky, Wayne Gretzky, and Mario Lemieux. There was nobody like Gordie Howe, though.
Gordie Howe was nicknamed Mr. Hockey, and has gone on a birthday tour, his 65th birthday tour, throughout the country to celebrate his times in professional hockey. And then last night was presented a pair of Evolution skis by the Salt Lake Golden Eagles, and it's been a whirlwind tour for him. 65 cities celebrating his 65th birthday.
Well, you know, Gordy received the benefactor of all these gifts, but Gordy's out there as the goodwill ambassador. I mean, Gordy just wants to preach the game of hockey, and last night he received sweatshirts and the Golden Eagle memorabilia. Dave all representing him through his wife Colleen and Gordy himself, and it was truly a fun evening.
It really was, and then they brought out the birthday cake, Dave, and it was a huge one as well.
Huge birthday cake, to say the least, and everybody was up there holding their little placards, and it was a totally fun evening. And then everybody got together for a social after the game and to pay their respects to Gordie Howe.
And the autographs for the fans lining up. He was dead tired at the end of the night. They had a Gordie Howe autographed picture for him to sign, and the birthday cake, and Gordie was dead tired. This was harder than skating up and down the ice as he had in the past.
Well, it's something you know, Gordie's been doing it for 5 decades, as we have said, but he's still cute when he signs those autographs.
No question about it. Well, Gordie Howe night last night, a fun evening at the Delta Center. Here, a 1-1 tie between the Eagles and the Cyclones. We'll have more in just a moment. How come I can... Hey, Dave. How come we can do it when it's live, but when it's taped, we know we can screw up, you know what I mean?
Sorry, Mike.
No, I was just going to say, how come we can do it without, we didn't have one fumble there, and yet when it's taped, we got all kinds.
Yeah,
it's
isn't
just the
that funny?
mental thing of
Yeah,
knowing you
it's
can do it
gotta be.
over again.
Because when we're not taped in the open, you guys are just, you know, natural, normal.
Yeah,
But when
that was pretty good.
That was
What are we
well.
doing in this segment?
Now we're going to, I don't know, Jim, what kind of highlights do you have? Both goals, and that's it. 2 minutes.
We'll
We're going to have
talk
to
a
do
little
it
bit
fast.
about their defensive style of play, that
Okay.
textbook road
All right.
hockey.
Okay. The scorings. Okay.
Gordy's record was incredible. I didn't realize he could do
I'll tell you, was he a tough guy too? He used to go to corners with him. He'd come out there cut. He'd hit you with his elbows and he had arms. But he'd fight. I'll never forget the shot when he hit Lou Fontanato on the side of his face, and Fontanato's jaw was right over here. He broke it on both bones. He just broke the jaw completely right out of his head.
The Delta Center, the site, the Cincinnati Cyclones and the Calgary Flames, top affiliate, the Salt Lake Golden Eagles, a 1-1 tie. Welcome back, everybody. I'm Mike Barrack, alongside Dave Hrechkosy. Very interesting first period. 1 goal for Salt Lake, 1 for Cincinnati in the opening frame.
Very close to the best style of hockey. Both teams trying to get things going, but the opposing defenses played very strong.
All right, we'll take a look at the goals, and Cincinnati broke on top first, and it was a great burst of speed for Paul Lawless.
Excellent speed shown by Paul Loss. He breaks in. There's enough ability to get that puck on the back end and slide it by a sprawling Andrei Trefilov.
And then the Golden Eagles right back scored the equalizer. It was a play that developed from the corner, and St. Pierre set up the forward Struch in front.
David St. Pierre getting control of the puck, finding a wide open David Struch. Struch gets it on his backhand and slides it right on the ice.
And in the opening period, Paul Lawless and David Struch, and that's where we stand, 1-1 at the end of 20 minutes of play. We'll come back with more at the Delta Center, including the second period of action. In just a moment, the Salt Lake Golden Eagles and the Cincinnati Cyclones from the Delta Center. Thanks. Hey, Jim. How'd that go? Okay. I think. Oh, short, you think? Okay. Oh, we're that fast back. Okay. Okay, I didn't realize it was that. I thought it was a 2-minute break. Welcome back, everybody, at the Delta Center, a 1-1 tie between the Golden Eagles and the Cincinnati Cyclones here tonight. The Eagles in the opening period, and the Cyclones 13-8. The Eagles outshot Cincinnati in the opening period, but despite that fact, we have a 1-1 game. Sandy Gallupo very strong in goal for Cincinnati, and Gallupo's only 23 years of age. Last night, the Eagles faced Troy Gamble, and he was terrific. Tonight, another good performance from an opposing goaltender.
A lot of shots. David Struch with the tying goal for the Golden Eagles. A nice pass from David St. Pierre, but really the quality of the shots really hasn't really been to the high level yet that we expect. And so goaltenders have had to relatively make some smooth saves.
Andre Trefilov between the pipes tonight, 7 saves for the Golden Eagles. 42 games this season, Dave, the most he's ever played. 25 last year for the Moscow Dynamo team. And he's been fatigued at times and yet has put together a tremendous rookie season for Coach Bob Francis.
Well, Bobby Francis, between periods, I'm sure talked to the guys about getting a little more consistent with their play. Golden Eagles struggling at times. That's when they cough up the puck and they enable the Cyclones to get a good scoring opportunity. He's been talking with the players. Dennis DeRozier, on the other hand, has got to be very pleased with the road style of play that the Cyclones have been exhibiting so far.
Dennis DeRozier, you said that you and Dennis DeRozier went at it, Dave. I can't believe that, being the genteel guy that you are, but evidently you guys squared off one night in the old Eastern Hockey League.
One night, how about 3 or 4 nights that we went? He seemed to be, he was the protector of a lot of the players on the team, and I ended up getting into altercations with some of the other team members. He tried to come and bail them out, and we always had enough time to
That's because you were beating up on all his teammates, right? He had to come protect them?
Well, we just got into it. I got into it one night in New Haven with his coach, and then he helped his playing coach come over, and we had a real Donnybrook that evening.
All right, on the ice right now, they're going to have a special presentation for the Golden Eagles' Kevin Wertman, as the Eagles and the Cyclones tied at 1. And Dale Borg, the marketing director of the Golden Eagles, will present a plaque to Kevin Wertman. Tonight, game number 164, regular season and playoffs, and a great mark for Kevin Wertman, breaking Lenny Frigg's record. Dave, you played with Len Frigg as a defenseman for the Salt Lake Golden Eagles, and Kevin Wertman has not missed a game in 2 years on the Salt Lake hockey team.
Boy, it's taken a long time for somebody to bypass Lenny Frigg, and Kevin Wertman very deserving of that award. Lenny Frigg right now, if it wasn't for the birth certificate, he'd still be playing the game. I'm telling you, mentally he still wants to play, but that old birth certificate catches up and tells you you're in the 40s, and you can't do it any longer unless you're Gordie Howe.
Right, he played till he was 52 years of age with the Hartford Whalers in the National Hockey League. Oh, just about ready for second period action. Eagles have won 4 of their last 7, gained points in 7 of their last 10, but they can't gain much ground on Peoria because they played well also. And again, the Eagles have visions of postseason play. They're going to need a rush here down into the stretch here in the final 6 games, and we're back to action. Play at the right point. Kevin Curra's shot that deflects wide and wound up the left wing boards, and Sean Kane able to play it free into the center ice area. And on the left defense, it is the forward Kerr who slams it outside the blue line and all the way down. It skips right back into Eagles territory. Chris Miller back after it, and icing is the call. And Dave, up in our broadcast booth, Kerry Clark is missing from action with a groin pull, and I'm sure we'd have some physical play on the ice if Kerry was out there.
Kerry Clark, known for his aggressive style of play. What a check last night, I'm telling you. He hit Ian Kidd, the defenseman for the Cyclones, and Kidd, time stopped for Kidd, to say the least. Kerry Clark signed autographs on Kidd as he stood motionless after that super check.
Well, the face-off will come up, circle to the left of the goal, at 27 seconds gone into the second period. And the Eagles tied with Cincinnati 1 apiece, and the play down back of the goal and to the far side. Kerry's you got it. You got your little comment on Kerry. He's happy. He's left now as Paul Lawless able to break this center. Able to spin into the Salt Lake zone, trying to center one. On the right wing side, it's Dennis Holland, dumps it in the slot, but Salt Lake Chris Miller able to break it up. Early on, second period, a 1-1 tie, and Sean Hafey on the left wing side. In against the defense, and Scott Shaughnessy. In for McCarthy in a stoppage of play on the right side as Brad Watson's going to whistle down a penalty into the Cincinnati zone.
Very reminiscent of the first period. Once again, Sean Hafey getting called for a tripping call as he trips Scott Shaughnessy. Sean Hafey just getting moved over to the boards by Shaughnessy, and then he elects to trip Shaughnessy on the play. You know, poor infraction for our player to be called on Sean Hafey.
Third power play coming up for Cincinnati. Hard to believe because Hafey for Salt Lake is 5'8", 180 pounds, and Shaughnessy 6'4" and 220, and kind of a mismatch there in size, and yet twice Hafey's been the guilty party.
Well, Sean Hafey, you know, he's really been playing very well offensively of late, and he really does well. The power plays so far tonight for the Cyclones, they're 1 for 2.
All right, here we go on the left wing side, and Chernomaz able to break in the slot center. Strush, DeLupo gets a piece of that. And Cincinnati break back, and 28-year-old Paul Lawless in across the line. Drop pass in the slot, a chance for Cincinnati, and it going wide of the target. Lawless now on the right wing side, trying to dig it free back to the point. Dodging a shot. That misses the target, and it's wound now right back to the point. Long shot by Kern. Trefloff gets a piece. It was deflected, and Salt Lake cleared all the way down.
Andre Trefloff with a fine save on the shot from Kerr at the point, and Trefloff goes down butterfly style and just kicks that rebound out, and Rich Chernomaz is able to ice it.
Here's the play now back of the goal, and Sabrin leaves it for Stoke, pushes it to the right point, and Kidd now for Cincinnati. Winds it to the side of the net. Bill Grain centers. That's tipped away. Now Benarchuk on the right side. Passing it free for Darcy Norton as the Cyclones wheel it free in front of that. Dagenet shoots it. And a good stick save by Trefloff, and wound all the way down deep into the Cyclones' end.
Fine job by Todd Gross as he's able to come up with the puck and just get it back to Kevin Workman. Workman just rifles it down the ice.
Total of 35 seconds left in the penalty, and Salt Lake cleared all the way down. Cyclones on the power play and have possession of the puck. Salt Lake with Strush and Harris up front to kill it off, and here comes the former New Jersey Devil, Claude Bilgrain. His shot over top of the goal and wide, and Strush on the left wing side trying to sweep it free to the point. Nelson, a shot going wide. Cincinnati Cyclones and the Eagles in a 1-1 draw. That's into the penalty. Just about 8 seconds left as the Cyclones take over. Nelson shoots, and Trefloff sticks it aside, and now Hafey ready to come back on. He is on, and it's a even strength situation as Hafey on the right side for Tim Harris. Breaking it up at center, Benarchuk, and Trier winds to the Salt Lake blue line where Stoke just cues it right back in, and now the Eagles change up on the fly.
Eagles going to get a fresh line out there right now with Sandy McCarthy, Rich Chernomaz, and Patrick LeBeau out there.
As Sabrin has possession at his own defense. Up the middle, McCarthy breaks in across the line. Right side, Chernomaz fans on his shot. He muffed it into the Cincinnati zone. McCarthy centers. Up ahead, Miller is shot in. DeLupo, a skate save. And the Cyclones take over, but back of the play, we're going to have a penalty interference in front of the goal. 1-1 our score, and this is Salt Lake Golden Eagles hockey.
Present that thing to jeez.
Did he? I know I can't. It's typical. It's just typical. They don't. It's just typical. Everybody knows Rich Chernomaz is the all-time franchise scoring and goal leader, but very few realize Dave he's also the penalty leader. He picks up an interference minor at 337, so penalties and scoring, whatever, he holds the record as a Golden Eagle.
Well, right now the Cyclones 1 for 3 on the power play, and this is the fourth effort for them this evening. Golden Eagles doing a good job of standing up, denying the territorial advantage for the Cyclones, and they will have to continue doing that.
Only 4 games left after tonight at home. Next weekend, a pair against Atlanta. The following weekend against San Diego, and that's it for the 92-93 season, unless the Eagles can squeeze into postseason play. Here's the puck loose on the right side, and Salt Lake down a man. Forsland into the Cyclones' end. Being watched by Dagenet, but swept away. And Paul Lawless, who's been doing everything, has possession at his own defense. And Lawless able to break out of there. On the right side, able to break free into the Salt Lake zone. A first round pick by Hartford in 82. Ahead for Dagenet. Back of the net for Holland. Here's the puck loose at the right point. Lawless swirling. Great skating ability in the offensive zone. Back to the right wing point for Kerr. Shoots. Trefloff a save. Rebound. Lawless. Right on. Oh, he scores. Paul Lawless. After Trefloff made the save, it was a blocker stop. And then slowly it trickles over the line. A power play goal. And a 2-1 Cincinnati lead.
Paul Lawless really wheeling and dealing on the power play. Gets the puck back to the point, and first of all, the rebound comes right back out to Lawless, and Lawless just rifles a shot, and Andre feels that he has control of it, but his blockers, he falls back in the net. He knocks the puck into the net. Paul Lawless, big evening tonight.
239 NHL games, and you can see why as he blasts it. Trefloff got a piece and it rolled over, and this guy possesses speed and skating ability, and he's been in Europe the last couple of years, not having a chance to play in the NHL.
Well, Paul Lawless, as you mentioned, coming back to North America, very successful so far. Plans on going to try for one of the 2 new teams, Anaheim or Miami.
Yeah, he's going to have a chance. In fact, he had a chance to play in Ottawa this season, and because the Senators have had such a miserable record, they've cut down on salaries. He started the season in New Haven of the American Hockey League and now is playing in Cincinnati. Prefer to play there rather than sign an NHL contract in which he would be not making as much as he would have liked. Ardell Brown, RV, is rebuilt bigger and better. Come celebrate with Rich Chernomaz and Mark Eaton at their grand reopening sale April 1st and 2nd from 5 to 7 p.m. Win Eagle and Jazz prizes. Enjoy free hot dogs and Coke. Come see Ardell Brown RV, 9200 South State in Salt Lake City.
Well, I'll tell you, the Golden Eagles right now, David Struch, Gillingham, and David St. Pierre, the last shift they were on the ice, they've had some good scoring opportunities, and maybe we can have something good fortunes happen to them once again.
Here we go on the right wing side, and the Cyclones break free. Mike Bernardchuk, who played junior hockey in the Ontario League in Kingston, trying to center one. Cincinnati leading 2-1, and this would really break the Eagles' backs if Cincinnati stole a win here. And the Cyclones flip it in a center. Holden on left wing for Gillingham. In across the line. Drop pass in front of the net, and it's tipped away. Now back of the goal, Gillingham. For Salt Lake, trying to shovel it free, and it is Darcy Norton on the left wing side. Able to break free to center. In across the line for the former San Diego goal. Alan Heppel breaking it up is St. Pierre in a 2-on-1 with Gillingham. St. Pierre and on goal. Stops, centers Gillingham, and the pass just fails to click.
Boy, David St. Pierre should have taken the shot there. Too tough to try to thread the nice pass over to Gillingham.
And Wortman steals and bangs it right back in. So a dandy scoring chance, but the Eagles failed to knock one home. And on the left wing side, a break for Cincinnati. Here is the pass in front of the goal. Bernardchuk scores! What a setup in front of the net after the Eagles missed on their 2-on-1. The Cyclones set it up. Karine to Bernardchuk. It's 3-1 Cincinnati.
As you mentioned, Sergei Karine picks up the puck in the neutral zone and just skates down the ice. Karine coming in and just waits for Chris Miller to come over to him, and he just makes a nice pass across to Bernardchuk. Bernardchuk slides it by low on the glove hand side.
And a great setup again as Bernardchuk was all alone in front and just waits and shoots it behind a sliding Trefloff. Wow, 3-1 in favor of in favor of Cincinnati. Bernardchuk, a 23-year-old from Bramelia, Ontario, third round New Jersey pick back in 1990. Played in the American Hockey League last year. Bangs it home for Cincinnati, and for Bernardchuk, his 15th of the year. So Salt Lake disorganized now, trailing by 2 as Hafey a long shot. Kick save Galupo. Sosha the rebound and tipped away. And Dave, this game getting away from Salt Lake, it's so funny. You just missed on a 2-on-1 and you take advantage, as the Cyclones did, and it's a 2-goal game. Long shot going over top of the goal, and Sosha on the left wing side for Salt Lake. Pushing for Brost in the center, and he cues it right back into the Cyclone end.
Some strange goals here this evening. Nothing really blazing into the net. The pucks are kind of just trickling in, and it's been like that all evening long.
Here's Wortman on the left wing side, able to break the center. In across the line on a delayed penalty, and as soon as the Cyclones touch it, Brad Watson's going to call a penalty, I believe, against Cincinnati on the far wing. It looks like interference will be the infraction as the referee, Brad Watson, whistles down a Cyclone player.
It looks like number 18, Dennis Holland, I believe, may be the one getting sent off.
Well, actually, it's going to be Sergei Karin, the 30-year-old, who picks up the interference penalty at 6:33. Salt Lake will go on a power play. It all started as the Eagles were breaking up the left wing side, and in the top side, along the far boards, Rich Chernomaz was knocked off the puck, and that's why Karin picked up the minor.
Karin was going off the play on a line change, and he just elected to stay on the ice a little too long and took the feet from underneath Chernomaz, and the infraction was whistled down very quickly by referee Brad Watson.
Watson was in Phoenix last night. He hails from Regina, Saskatchewan. Face-off will come outside the blue line to the right of the goal. Salt Lake power play, their second of the game. They're 0 for 1, and the Eagles are looking for something here to strike a goal past Gallupo to get back into this thing. Eagles have more wins this season than they did last year. They had only 33 a year ago and made the playoffs. But this season in the powerful Western Conference, although they're over 500, they're out of a playoff spot right now. Here's Miller, a shot, and Gallupo kicks it aside.
Boy, I'll tell you, Sean Kane got caught in front of the net, and that shot from Chris Miller ricocheted off Shane's ankle, and Kane went right off the ice.
Here's Wortman in the center, bangs it right back into the Cincinnati zone. Cyclones played the last couple of years in the East Coast Hockey League and joined the IHL this year. Wortman at the right point, cuts to the blue line, hands it for the Eagles' leading scorer, Patrick LeBeau. To the point, Wortman, his shot deflects wide. Chernomaz after it, long but not out. Miller at the point, in for LeBeau and chopped outside the line.
Chris Miller trying to get a little too cute, trying to, with the pass over to Patrick LeBeau, just caromed off LeBeau's skating right to a wide open Cyclone.
Here is Chris Miller on the left wing side for Sean Hafey. He has 18 goals in the second half of the year. Ahead on the left wing side for Harris. Back of the net, it goes now to the far side, and Hafey controls for Salt Lake. To the top of the circle. Centers Forsland, shoots Gallupo, the save, it bounces high in the air, and another penalty coming up into the Cyclones and a cross check in the slot, and I believe this one will also go against Cincinnati, I believe.
Scott Shaughnessy, I think, is going to get sent off for the infraction.
All started to the right of the Cincinnati goal as Hafey worked in, centered to Forsland. The puck was stopped by Gallupo, and then the cross check developed on the rebound.
Scott Shaughnessy coming in and just knocking over Darren Stoke on the play as Stoke was trying to jump on the loose rebound after the nice shot by Hafey.
Well, Salt Lake will gain a two-man power play, and if you have an opportunity to come back in a game, this is what you want, a 5-on-3 advantage as Shaughnessy out of Boston University in the penalty box.
An ideal situation for the Golden Eagles right now would be to score very quickly with only 36 seconds left to go in the first infraction. That would enable them to still have one more player to stay in the box, and they would get an additional power play advantage.
Here we go, Hafey, LeBeau, and Chernomaz is the trike up front. Here's Wortman to Forsland on the left wing side. Hafey now for Salt Lake to Wortman. Hafey now at the point. Hands for Chernomaz, centers in front, tipped away. 5-on-3 power play for Salt Lake for 20 seconds. At the point, Wortman hands it for LeBeau, trying to center one, and it's blocked away. Here's LeBeau again, cross ice, Hafey, and on goal, scores! Sean Hafey with a low shot to the ice, a power play goal. It's a one-goal game, 3-2 Cincinnati.
Just what the doctor ordered, as I mentioned, a quick goal on a power play would be super for the Golden Eagles. The Eagles moving the puck around real well, and it gets back to the point to Hafey, and Hafey lets go with a bullet-like shot. Again, Lupo comes up with the save, but that puck, giving the goaltenders all kind of nightmares tonight, trickles between his pads and into the net.
Great setup in front of the goal, and then Hafey waited, slammed it home. That's his 30th goal of the year. He had 41 last year, and a great second half. 19 since early January.
What was nice on the power play was the Golden Eagles showed a lot of patience. They moved the puck around tried to get somebody open. When they did, they took the good quality shot as Sean Hafey displayed, and it turns up good for the Golden Eagles.
Because there was still time left on the penalty, the first penalty, it's still a power play for Salt Lake, Dave, and a chance to tie the game.
As I mentioned before, the opportunity, two-man advantage for the Golden Eagles, this would be the ideal situation. Hopefully, the good thing will work out for the Golden Eagles.
Here is Wortman on left wing, trying to drop it back for his own defense. Well, they give Chernomaz the goal. Sean Hafey on the assist, and a 3-2 game. So evidently, Chernomaz tipped it. Dave, there was a deflection in front perhaps, but it sure looked like a goal for Hafey.
Hafey with a good strong shot right from the top of the face-off circle. Sandy Galupo really not having much of a chance to make the save. Though Galupo was able to get his pads on it, it still trickled in.
So it's a 3-2 game as the Eagles have possession. Back of the goal, and Forsland trying to work it free. Hafey again, cuts in front. Centers Wortman. Can't get the shot off. Swirling around. Hands it free to the slot, but intercepted, and Lawless backhands it off the back of the linesman and up into the Salt Lake players bench. Eagles just about to tie the game.
Eagles, get going after getting that second goal on the power play, and now they tend to move the puck around a little too quickly. Patience has got to be displayed once again for the Golden Eagles to have success.
Well, the Eagles looking for the tying goal. Tim Brown, one of the local linesmen, ready to drop the puck. Jim Tedesco, Steve Metcalf not working tonight, but has worked here quite a long time here in the Salt Lake area. Of course, the linesmen come from the local city, and the referees are the traveling individuals to officiate the games. Here's the play on the left wing side of the Eagles. Have possession. A one-goal game, it's 3-2. They gave Chernomaz that goal on the power play on the Hafey shot as Salt Lake have possession. Chernomaz in on goal, trying to make a play late here in the Salt Lake power play as the Cyclones trying to work it free. Eagles push it along the boards. Here is Salt Lake's Chris Miller. Centers, back to the right wing, point Wortman keeps it in, dribbles it towards the goal. LeBeau just missed on the short side. And the forward LeBeau trying to make a play. Here's the play in front of the net to the side. Now McCarthy shoots it. Galupo gets a piece. That's into the penalty. The teams are at even strength. Here's the puck loose back of the net. McCarthy trying to dig it free. LeBeau also. And Chernomaz comes up with a puck. Golden Eagles desperately trying to tie the game. Here's McCarthy along the far side. Shovels for Chernomaz. LeBeau now trying to center one. Back of the goal. McCarthy after it. Centers. Holden shoots and tipped away. Holden now at the blue line. Swings it to Chernomaz. Eagles continue to put on the pressure here in the Cincinnati zone. But Vilgrain winds but not out, and finally Cincinnati take over.
Excellent pressure shown by the Golden Eagles again. Just finally Norton's able to clear that puck down the ice.
And the puck cleared on the right side. That scoring play, Chernomaz is 25th of the year from Hafey on the power play at 8:23. And it's a one-goal Cincinnati lead. Is St. Pierre. The Eagles failed to score in that second chance. Working into the Cyclones end. Here's the Newfoundland native Gillingham. Back of the net, centers. And Cincinnati break it up in a lead pass in for Sergei Karim. And tipped away at the defense. And wound free on left wing. And Stoke into center. Cues it right back into the Salt Lake zone. Back after is the defenseman dodging the icing is the call. 3-2. Cincinnati lead, pushing and shoving into the corner. And we will take a break here. It's a 3-2 Cincinnati lead. This is Salt Lake Golden Eagles hockey. Play now developing on the opposite wing, and Paul Wallace gains possession. Flips it ahead, and the Cyclones have a two-man break. Dagenet shoots. Trefilov squeezes the pads together and holds on as Mike Dagenet, 23 years of age, a former Indianapolis Ice, streaking down the left wing side. And Dave, Andre Trefilov is used to these shots down the left wing side and usually makes the saves.
Dagenet right at the top of the face-off circle, just letting go with the bullet on the ice, and Andre goes down and just puts his stick up and lets that puck carry him off the stick and into his chest pad, and he's able to smother it.
23 victories, one of the great bright spots for Salt Lake this year. Andre Trefilov has beaten every team in the league except San Diego.
That's going to happen towards the end of the season as we play the last final 3 games of the regular season against San Diego.
Interesting also for Trefilov, 28 of 42 games this year, 3 or fewer goals against. That's tremendous. Here's St. Pierre trying to center one. Gillingham in the goal crease, can't make a play. And the Cyclones break back again. Lawless into the Eagle zone, working in across the blue line. Centers one, Kareen turning, but checked away, and Salt Lake break back. Gillingham up the middle, breaks into the Cincinnati zone and just gingerly taps it right back of the net.
Boy, I tell you, Todd Gillingham trying to get something going. He's playing aggressive, but the Eagles just really ain't getting any bounces of the puck.
And here we're back to action. Heppel for Lawless on the right side. Able to break to center. Headman's down the left wing side for Heppel. In on goal, just flips it right back of the Salt Lake net. The Cyclones are doing a great job of just dumping it when they have no other choice in the offensive end. And finally, Salt Lake have no other choice but to clear it to the Cincinnati blue line and a 2-line offside back into the Eagle zone. Salt Lake have not lost the game in regulation against the Cyclones, but Dennis DeRoger, his team picked up a point last night, and he was hoping his team can squeeze one out here tonight.
Talking to Dennis DeRoger, he mentioned that before the season started, he kind of talked with the owners of the Cincinnati Cyclone Hockey Club and, told them how he felt the season was going to go with the type of players he had. And the team said, well, we'll just build on this season, our first year in the IHL, and we'll come back stronger and bigger and better next season.
He coached a Turner Cup championship in 1983-84 with the now defunct Flint Generals. And who was his goaltender on that team? None other than former San Diego goal, Hrechkosy.
And look where Knickel is now, starting for the LA Kings.
Here's the puck cleared on the right side, and the Cyclones trying to work it free. And back of the goal. It's been a Cinderella story for Cincinnati as far as their attendance is concerned. Second of the league, nearly 9,000 per game. Here is Salt Lake's Hafey. Centers one for Harris. Back to Hafey, the give and go. Oh, and Galupo! A fabulous glove save. And Hafey was cut, I believe, on the play, flinching in the slot as they fight for it to the right hash marks. Now, Harris on the boards, check the fight for it. It looks like a game of twister to the left of the Cincinnati goal. Who's got it? They're trying to figure that out. And finally, it's taken by the Cyclones up the middle, and a break for Darcy Norton. Ahead for Mike Benarchuk, and he whips it back of the Salt Lake goal, and the teams change up on the fly. And Wortman on the right side, able to elude a check, and now breaks to center. Flings it right back into the Cyclone zone, and Cincinnati have to go back. Here is Gross over skates. Salt Lake take over. Sabrin, a wrist shot and a kick save by Galupo.
Nice save by Galupo as he drags his pad low on the ice, and Sabrin's shot comes in. He's able to just knock it down gingerly.
Here's the dangerous Mario Tire shot. Trefilov the save on the forward tire, cutting into the Salt Lake zone. 3-2, Cincinnati in the lead. We'll have more from the Delta Center in just a moment.
That could probably be it tonight, that win by on the road for Peoria.
Hey Jim, that Easton piece, I'm gonna introduce it up here. Wow. Okay. Oh, good. Okay. Okay. Mike Barrack alongside Dave Hrechkosy, a 3-2 game in favor of the Cincinnati Cyclones. And the Cyclones defenseman Mike Dagenet shoots it wide of the target. Eagles have Brost up front along with Struch and Sosha, who has the puck. At center ice for Struch, and he clears it right back in. Struch for the Golden Eagles out of Saskatoon of the Western Hockey League. Here's Brost now for Salt Lake in deep to forecheck. Not scored a goal at the Delta Center this year. All 3 of his goals on the road. Here's Sosha. Now backs it up behind the goal into the far corner for Struch. Big Sosha now for Salt Lake in deep, trying to make a play. And they freeze it into the corner and stoppage of play with 3:15 left, second period. Cincinnati 3 and Salt Lake 2. And the puck just loose into the corner to the right side. A look at the Salt Lake players bench, and probably aware of the Peoria score here tonight, although right now more concerned with coming back into this game.
For the Golden Eagles, you can't let the schedule dictate itself at this point. Eagles have put themselves in this situation, and they just got to play it out, and hopefully some good things will happen.
New look Salt Lake team perhaps next year, as a number of these players will go on to the American Hockey League, as the Calgary Flames will move their affiliation to St. John, New Brunswick in the Maritime area in Canada. But we'll see who ends up in Salt Lake next year. Here's Miller, a shot off the backboards wide. And Chernomaz holding on. Shoots Galupo, the save. Rebound McCarthy. And cleared into the corner, and the Cyclones wind it into center. Salt Lake desperately trying for the tie, but Stoke coughs it up. Lawless on left wing. Just gingerly taps it right back into the corner.
Well, Paul Lawless just cruising, having the whole heist to himself tonight. More times than enough. Seems like he's playing by himself out there.
He said he felt tired last night, but has the legs tonight. There's McCarthy, a shot. And a stick save by Galupo. And the Cyclones take over for Kevin Kerr out of Windsor of the Ontario Hockey League. But the Eagles rookie McCarthy backs it up for Chernomaz. And Rich Chernomaz with 25 goals this year. In for Paul Holden, and flagged away by the Cyclones into the corner to the left of the goal. Eagles down by 1 here late in the second period, and Cincinnati take over. Lawless in the center, and he flips it. Boy, this guy has been all over the place. Number 13, Lawless. He goes off on a line change now, but he seems to have been everywhere here tonight. Here's St. Pierre. Now goes coast to coast. In across the line, a wrist shot and a blocker save by Galupo. And a stoppage of play as the net dislodged and knocked off the Megnets deep into the Cincinnati zone. The score 3-2 in favor of Cincinnati. And we will have a game, of course, coming up. Don't forget Friday, April 2nd, when the Eagles take on the Atlanta Knights at the Delta Center. The Scott Paper Hampton Inn Paper Airplane Toss will take place on this night. Win great prizes, including a trip for ticket information. Call 532-GOLD. That's Salt Lake next week against the Atlanta Knights. And I wonder how good Todd Harkins is. You think he tosses those airplanes pretty well?
I'll bet. How's Todd feeling after that shot he took on the head last night?
Maybe it'll knock some sense into him. It was a shot that right off the temple area. Looks fine now, though, Dave, up here in our broadcast booth.
Well, he's got the smile on, so hopefully that he's feeling all right.
Here's the puck loose on the left wing side. Eagles take over, and it's cleared now back of the net. Salt Lake and Atlanta next weekend, and we might have some fireworks, Dave, based on the last series that the Eagles took on the Knights in Atlanta, and it's cleared in the center.
Boy, I tell you, there's some bad blood between the Knights and the Golden Eagles, and I would bet a lot of money that the Donnybrooks will resume next weekend.
Here's a chance now to the back of the goal, and St. Pierre has possession. Clear to the boards on left wing and up the center, where Salt Lake's Chris Miller has possession. Just over a minute to go in the second. 3-2 in favor of Cincinnati, and the Cyclones back it up into the neutral zone. Cleared ahead on the left wing side, a chance for Vilgrain. Centers one, and tipped away. Harris on the boards on left wing is checked, and the Eagles gain possession. Here's a chance for Forsland. In deep into the Cincinnati zone. Whirling, trying to make a play, and tipped off, and a break for Cincinnati. Down the left wing side, Darcy Norton fires! Oh, he missed down the left wing side and wide. And cleared up the right wing boards into the neutral zone, and cleared right back in. A score here of 3-2 Cincinnati. Another chance for the Cyclones. And the puck cleared to the right of the goal, and wound free to the left wing point where Lawless after it, and a stoppage of play deep into the Salt Lake zone.
Sean Hafey losing his balance as he got close to the boards. Paul Lawless and Hafey getting tangled up, and Hafey looks to be shaken up on the play.
Well, Sean Hafey, who let a shot go on the power play to give Salt Lake a 3-2 score, is down and out, and what a year he's had coming into the game tonight. An 8-game scoring streak, and seems to be shaken up with the play. We'll take a look as he was down on the right side and then crashed right into the glass.
Well, I tell you, Paul Lawless had taken his Sean Hafey's stick and kind of threw him off balance, and Hafey just went face first into the boards.
Not sure if it's hand or his wrist area on that play. I'll tell you what, and Brian Patafi, 15 years as a professional trainer, out to attend to Sean Hafey and up slowly to the right side.
Hafey's back up, good for the Golden Eagles. Sean's been a huge offensive person for this Golden Eagle squad.
But they're going to give a penalty on the play. Paul Wallace, a minor for high sticking, 18:38 the time, and the Golden Eagles will end up having a power play, and he gets it up on his chest and throat area there on that play as Lawless came in there. Wow.
What Lawless is trying to do is trying to take away the stick from Sean Hafey, and he just gets in there and tries to maneuver it out, and he just took Sean right off balance. Sean went in face forward into the boards.
Well, the face-off will be outside the line. A power play developing for Salt Lake, but Dave is for sure for Sean Hafey. I'm not sure if it was worth the power play, was it?
Not really. He was shaken up definitely on the play.
Okay, Eagles gain possession up the center and cleared by the Cyclones right back in. Just 12 seconds left in the period, and the Eagles turn him as on the left wing side. Flips it free and knocked right back down. 4 seconds left. Miller for Salt Lake gains possession. Right side McCarthy. That does it. The buzzer sounds. 3-2 Cyclones after 2.
Well, just Golden Eagles kind of not really getting good high quality opportunities in that period, and Cyclones just played tight, close checking hockey, and they lead 3-2 after 2.
Okay, that's the story here. We'll come back with more from the Delta Center in just a moment. Cincinnati up by 1 at 3-2. So the three of us will be there? Okay, that'll be great because Todd can use the right-handed stick. That'll be great. All right. We're going to use you too. Yes, yes. Turnaman for Gillingham. Right side LeBeau, he scores! Yeah. Okay, great. We're going to do the whole interview on the ice? Okay. Hi. I need the earpiece, I think.
It's right here.
Okay. Yes. Dave Harrop?
Gotta go. 6 seconds. 5.
Okay, we're out. Welcome back, everybody, at the Delta Center at 3-2. Cincinnati Cyclones lead over the Salt Lake Golden Eagles. Eagles down 3-1, scored the last goal, and now within 1. They didn't get good news tonight as the Peoria Rivermen won their game in Kalamazoo, and for the moment, Salt Lake 4 points back of the Rivermen in the Western Conference standings in the IHL. But we'll have something interesting coming up in just a moment. Easton Aluminum, based here in Salt Lake City, involved in the hockey end of things, and I think you'll really enjoy the upcoming piece, a look at Easton and their products and how they work with the sport of professional hockey. Great pass, 2-on-2. Wow, Chernomaz in with the forward Gillingham. Chernomaz for Gillingham, right side LeBeau, he scores! Patrick LeBeau! Salt Lake Golden Eagle forward Patrick LeBeau is among a growing number of professional athletes to utilize Easton sports products. And here in Salt Lake City, Easton is having an impact on hockey and other sports.
Easton is well known throughout the sports community for its use of aluminum. For years, players swinging aluminum bats in softball and baseball has been commonplace. But now aluminum is popular in many sports, including the game of hockey. More and more players have begun to experiment with aluminum shafts to improve their offensive abilities, including Salt Lake Golden Eagles defenseman Chris Miller.
It's aluminum and it doesn't break. I mean, the only really way you're going to break it if you get a dent in it or a little scratch or something and you shoot, it will break. But otherwise, no, you don't always have to change the shaft. A lot of guys, they get the wooden shaft and then they have to cut the handle, or then they have to shave the handle or do this to it and to make it perfect. Well, this aluminum, it's perfect right now. I mean, I don't have to change anything on it. So all I have to do is insert the blade and it's ready to go.
The hockey stick is manufactured of aluminum, obviously, for the strength and weight you can achieve with aluminum, and it was initially probably a hard concept to receive when wood was the primary product used in the sport of hockey. You bring on a good player like Wayne Gretzky, who immediately buys off on the abilities that you can achieve with an aluminum stick. Again, it's lighter for quicker speed on the ice, more responsive, stiffer, less torque. So it was immediately bought off on the fact that it's a better product to use for the sport.
At its Salt Lake City manufacturing facility, one can begin to understand the processes which are needed to fulfill the requirements for aluminum equipment to ensure the best possible performance. Workers submerge the raw materials in a bath of 950-degree molten salt, which reconfigures the alloy to make it workable and soft, and made into such products as hockey shafts, arrow shafts, and ski poles. Later, numerous chemical treatments put the stiffness and strength back into the aluminum. In addition to manufacturing hockey sticks, Easton's also involved in the manufacturing of hockey protective equipment, such as the elbow pads and the shin pads, and the equipment that I have on right here, the shoulder pads and the very fitting hockey gloves, which are very important for hockey players. Salt Lake employees help to sew the air management material for hockey gloves and assemble padding for protective sports equipment. Also at the Salt Lake Distribution Center, employees help to make the final assembly for hockey sticks, connecting the Easton shafts to the wooden blades and shipping them nationwide.
Our stick and all of our protective gear is doing extremely well from the high school level up to the professionals, simply because of the research that's gone into the product line. We see it being widely accepted, more and more Easton logos appearing on the ice as sticks, gloves, padding. It's a good product line for us.
As more and more hockey players begin to use aluminum products, Easton will continue to gain attention, with Wayne Gretzky of the Los Angeles Kings and sniper Brett Hull of the St. Louis Blues as spokesman, along with Salt Lake players such as Chris Miller, Alex Nikoluk, Paul Holden, and Kevin Wertman. People will begin to associate hockey and Easton together. Are we going to be able to hear? I don't hear anything yet. Nothing. Yes, now I can. Okay. There we go. Okay, he went by. Are we going to go on the ice?
That mat after. We need some help with that mat. We need that. Roll it. 66. Right here.
I don't know how we're going to do this.
It's real slick.
Okay.
Ball in the duff, yeah.
I don't know. I have no idea how we're doing this. Don't even ask. I have no idea, Dave. This is we're gonna get nailed by the Zamboni machine. We gotta move up so we don't get hit.
Okay, can you get off of it for a second? Swing it around.
God, let it get by. Okay. Move up. Can't believe this.
Mike, you want a punch me first?
Yeah. Welcome back, everybody. We are at the Delta Center, and the score at the end of 40 minutes of play, the Cincinnati Cyclones over the Salt Lake Golden Eagles by 1 at 3-2. Hope you enjoyed the feature on Easton Sports Products, a little bit about aluminum hockey sticks and what takes place. And as you can see, to my left is Todd Harkins of the Salt Lake Golden Eagles, and to my right, Dave Hrechkosy. We're going to show you what the difference is between a wood stick and what happens. We're actually on the ice here. Hopefully we won't get nailed by the Zamboni machine, but first of all, we'll drop the puck. And Dave, you have the Easton stick, and it is an aluminum stick with a wooden blade. So you have the shaft that's aluminum, but they actually put together the blade. And what's the advantage of the aluminum stick?
Well, with the aluminum stick, you definitely get a feel of the puck on the blade of the stick as opposed to having a solid wood shaft also.
And you don't have to replace that stick very often, do you? You just have to replace the blade.
Well, the shaft comes in different types of strengths and flexes, and you would also, all the time, all you'd have to replace would be the blade, as you mentioned.
We got Dave with a right-handed stick. You were a lefty shot, though, weren't you?
Exactly.
Well, I can't score too many goals with the opposite side. And we have the puck down the ice, and Todd Harkins to my left. And Todd, you have the wood stick as they're shooting pucks at you on the opposite side.
Don't hit me in the head.
Now, tell me, you used a wood stick. Tell me why you like the wood ones.
Well, I tried an aluminum stick there in college, and I didn't like the feel of it because it's a different feeling from a wooden stick. A wooden stick, you'll always get the feel of the puck. It goes right from your blade of your stick right up the shaft. Where an aluminum stick, you go from the wooden part of your stick right to the aluminum. So you get a bit different feel. I don't think it's as good as a wooden stick, but that's my preference, and every guy has his own preference. And
all right, Todd, why don't you take a shot at your wrong side? We'll get you with the other stick here, and show us what you do to take that shot. Why don't you shoot it back on the other side where your teammates are shooting things at you? And we'll take a look at Todd. He takes that stick, and this is how he lets a shot go. And he shoots it down right in the net. There, you're supposed to shoot it. You can't miss, can you?
I wish I was playing tonight.
Well, I hope so. Dave, you didn't miss too often either, did you?
Not really, and I never had an opportunity to play with a fine tool like this, but I think it's something good for the future of hockey, and definitely cut down on costs with just the blade made out of wood.
Dave, are we safe down here with the Zamboni machine?
I don't know. I hope this guy watches where he's going, but he's going to be coming awful close to us here very soon.
Todd, the Eagles down here by a score of 3-2 against the Cyclones. Peoria won tonight. What's the feeling?
Well, I think we definitely have to win tonight. I think that's a crucial game against one of the last place teams in the league. I think, we're going to have to come out and play a hell of a third period because, with Peoria winning, that's going to put the crunch on us even harder. And I think, tonight's a definite win situation. I don't think if we lose tonight, we're going to be in big trouble.
Todd, a lot of the players, I'm sure, thinking about the Calgary Flames, who will be moving out to the American Hockey League next year. Has that been a factor with the team this year?
I think a little bit because, we were kind of left out in the dark for a while there, and we kept hearing rumors what was going to happen with us, because, it's our livelihoods. We've made our home here for a while, myself here for 3 years, and, we like it here. And then we start hearing rumors about going up to Canada to the east, and, to me, I don't know. I'm an American. I don't know if I want to go up there. It's kind of scary. So it does affect us, and it affects not just us, but I think the coaching staff.
Todd, third year with the Golden Eagles. You played some games with the Flames this year, almost 2 months.
Yeah, it was a great experience. I'm just trying to work my way back up there right now. It's tough when you're fighting for a playoff spot, because you don't get as much ice time as you'd want, and in the certain situations that you'd want. But hopefully we can make the best of us, make the playoffs, and get a good run here, and then see what happens from there. If we don't make it all the way, then maybe I'll be called up with the Flames for the playoffs. Who knows?
Thanks, Todd.
Thank you, Mike.
Todd Harkins, Dave Hrechkosy. I'm Mike Barrick. The score 3-2 Cyclones after 2 periods of play. We'll come back with more from the Delta Center in just a moment.